Hello Aries, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. Did I say that right? Salerno. Website blueangelonline.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards. You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website on the back, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Okay. What do we have for Aries? Okay. Friendship card shows up. Okay. Okay, so that's interesting to start with that. Do you like the current situation? That's a good question. Nine of Cups, and what is that? The 13, which is the death card. Seven of Cups is kind of like having a lot of ideas, options, possibilities, sometimes dreams. The universe coming in is kind of like, that's the world in most decks, but this kind of like when this situation started that you're currently a part of, it was opening a door to a whole new phase. I feel like there's still a lot of possibilities in front of you. So, the easiest way I can think of to give this is kind of like you decided you were going to create a piece of artwork and you decided it was going to be painting. You just haven't decided what you were going to paint yet. That's kind of what I feel this is. It's kind of like there's a lot of different ways to create art. Sculpture, painting, drawing, through music, through dancing, through food. There's singing, whatever you got. It's just kind of like I chose the medium. I chose it's going to be painting. I feel like I got that far. And now it's kind of like, now I got to choose what I'm going to draw. Or what I'm going to paint, whatever. You're in your vein. You're there where you need to be. So for some of you, I feel like this might be a job that you may have had for a good year or so at this point. But maybe you haven't completely decided where you're going to take it. Possibilities are still here. But it's time to actually choose something if you actually want the success. I feel like we've been considering long enough. I feel like for some reason I'm enjoying this part. You got the Three of Swords, angels or swords, and you got, I see a lot of possibilities, but it's not clicking in what I need to do yet. I haven't really, it's just not clicking in yet. There is support around you. I feel like that actually makes it more complicated. Because there's support around you, I don't feel like anybody's in your way. Nobody's challenging you in this situation. Nobody's saying you need to do this, you need to do that, where you have to fight for what you want. The door is open. Whatever way you want to choose is right there, which ironically I feel like is making it more difficult. And it's kind of like, I feel like I should like this more, but it's getting to the point where it might slip away. It's time to choose. It is definitely time to choose. Is that the Knight of Cups? Yes, Knight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is kind of like the thief card sometimes, something slipping away in the middle of the night. I feel like that's your possibilities. It's starting to feel, maybe there's a little stress with that. It's starting to feel like the situation might slip past me. I have to start doing something. And I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I feel kind of blocked. I'm just like, it's hard for me to start this painting until I really know what I want to paint. I want to make a point. I want to say something that makes sense to people or gives people a better idea of what I'm talking about. I just don't know how to do that yet. So, okay, so how do we get past this? How do we get past the block? Because I feel like it's heading to the point where it might become a block. Five of Cups reversed. And the Moon card. Okay. So, the Moon card sometimes talks about Pisces energy. It doesn't have to be a Pisces person. But, I say this because I am a Pisces. Sometimes you just gotta start. I do this with drawing sometimes. Especially if I feel uninspired to really do something. I just start drawing something. And it's kind of like a doodle. It's kind of like a doodle exercise, I would call it. I just start doodling, and then I add to another doodle to the doodle, and before I know it, something is showing up, and then I'm discovering what it is I'm creating. Which may seem strange for this, especially if this is a work situation. And this may seem like a really weird way to put this, but like if you just either go for one of two things, whatever looks the shiniest to you, or whatever seems the easiest. In fact, it may seem, I don't know if this is going to sound bad, but you might want to start with the easiest option first, because it will build into something else. Wherever you start, it will evolve to another level. It will take you in a different direction you weren't expecting. The trick here is to not get stuck in the block. The way to do that, whatever is the shiniest or whatever is the easiest, just if you're not sure if you should take the shiniest or easiest, heads it's easiest, tails it's shiniest. Flip that coin, whatever it lands on, just go for it. Because whatever you're going to choose is going to evolve and go into something else anyway. They're saying the trick is you need to start moving forward with something so it has a chance to evolve. No action doesn't give you a chance for things to evolve. Which is ironic because Aries are usually very active people, in my opinion. They get a lot done. In my opinion, they seem to be always active. The fact that this isn't moving forward and it could slip away from you, I feel like it's because I want to make sure what I choose I'm going to keep, and I want the best option, and I'm just really not sure what I want just yet. So I'm having a hard time because I'm not sure what I want. Start something. Let yourself move forward in some direction. Again, either the easiest or the shiniest. I would recommend the easiest because I do see you changing direction once you start moving towards it. Once you start getting your feet wet, you're like, actually, now that I've done this, I actually know I want to do that, and you'll just keep evolving in that way. But you gotta get moving. If you don't, I feel like you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna have a block card show up. The Two of Swords shows up. So it's either move forward to start doing something so it can evolve, or get stuck. It just seems very interesting to me because I always think of Aries as just constantly moving and just trying things out. This might be one of those things where it's so important to you that you're like, I want to make the right decision. I want to make sure that I'm moving forward the way I want to. I'm getting a weird analogy, but I'm going to run with it, so hopefully it doesn't sound bad. For some of you, I feel like this might be a marriage proposal, and you're like, I think I want to do this, but I'm not 100% sure. I would highly recommend make it a long engagement. Make it like 2 years out before you actually say the I do thing. You will know after the first year if this is right for you. And that way, if there's still a year left before it actually is going to happen, I feel like it's not as bad. So, I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm just going to throw it out there because I do see that, like it's something like that. Make it a long engagement. Do yourself that favor. At least 2 years, maybe even 3 for some of you. By the time a year goes by, you're going to know. You're going to know, and you'll be able to make changes accordingly. There's more to come here. I feel like once you start moving, even though you're not really sure what you're choosing, you're just kind of like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. It feels like that. There's a lot of support around you. You're going to find where you fit. It's going to make it so much easier once you start moving. There's a lot of support here, a lot of people who are rooting for you, a lot of people who like it when you're around. Things are going to change really, really fast. You're going to make connections that you weren't expecting. You're going to find the door that is actually meant for you. It's going to move very, very fast. It's just taking that first step forward. So for some of you, another analogy I'm getting is like maybe going back to school. And maybe you're like, one of the reasons I haven't done it yet is because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I'm not really sure on the path. I'm just not really sure. Start something. I've seen people do this with like trade schools, I want to say. They just choose like a plan that's going to be like a 6-month course. 6-month thing, and they're going to have something under their belt. Choose a 6-month something. Whatever seems the easiest, at least have it behind your belt. Have it. During that process, you're going to meet people, you're going to learn things, and you're going to know what you need to do. It may seem ridiculous, but I'm getting that will break this so it doesn't become a block. Otherwise, it seems like if you don't just start moving, it's going to become a block. So I don't know if that sounds like bad advice, hopefully not, because I'm like, I see it like in my own respect, like I wouldn't want to put effort towards something that I'm thinking I'm going to use 6 months of my life towards something that I'm not going to use. I don't know, even though it's easy, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that. They're saying, though, you're going to meet people, you're going to evolve. The information you learn, you will take forward with you. You may be surprised where you use it. Kind of reminds me of like when I was younger, I learned about mortgages. Years later, I did use that information. I didn't think I'd have use for it until later I did need it. Something like that. Maybe unexpected. Are we good? Alright, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.